We'll do it.
All
Hi,
right, everybody.
everyone.
We are so
Hi.
glad you are here.
Yes.
And we do like this to be interactive. If there's a lot of background noise, then you can mute your line. If not, don't worry about it, because we do want you to be able to raise your hand either with the technology or just literally do so and
And
be a part
even
of
though
this.
we're recording this, we want it casual and it's
Yeah.
more like a meeting. So we will always load it and have a YouTube link. We do kind of want people to make sure that they want it. We don't just kind of post it out there.
Right.
So we send it privately to those that want to. So
We are just thrilled with each one of you who are here, and we like to start our calls with a mindset moment, because
Mhm.
getting our mindset in the right place for the week is very important. So our mindset moment for this week, we're going to talk about two words that we usually put together: being comfortable and being happy. Comfortable
Mhm.
and happy. You want to talk about that a little bit?
And how I really came up with this, because if you follow me on Instagram or notice on Facebook, I've started making these reels, and I find these motivational sayings and motivational quotes there's Julie, to just kind of get people thinking. And so I saw this one and I heard, and it said, it was one girl talking to another, and she said, let me ask you an important question. Do you want to be comfortable or do you want to be happy? And at first I just kind of thought about it and I thought, well, comfortable or happy. But then it really, I really thought about it for a few days. And I thought, wow, like so many of us think that comfort is happy. And a lot of times when we just lean into our comfort, what happens? Like to our body when we're comfortable, what happens to it? It just like gets out of
We get
shape.
lazy. That's right.
And, so in all areas, when we just lean into our comfort, things kind of start to go downhill. And so if we're wanting like true happiness that comes from, achieving something, whether it's relationships or business or whatever, really getting our best health, it's going to be pushing ourselves to not be comfortable, to really have that true, and it's not saying that when you're happy, you're not comfortable, but, we don't want to just kind of feel like we're going to hit a plateau and, oh, we're done now. Every time someone does that, you can like research top earners, you can research people's lives. Tony Robbins talks about this a lot, if you've heard of him, where he works with very wealthy people who are very unhappy because they've achieved their wealth and they don't have a purpose. So they just are kind of like, they don't even have direction. So the struggles, and when we're achieving things, it's really good for us. It actually helps us to have more happiness in our life.
That's right. When we first go our first 2 or 3 times to talk to someone about Isagenix, we're uncomfortable. We don't know what to say. We're worried about it before we ever do it. What are they going to say? How are they going to react? That's uncomfortable. But after doing it several times and you get some no's, but you get some yeses, all of a sudden now you have a new comfort.
Yes, it's not. And if you kind of lean into what's not comfortable, then all of a sudden it doesn't feel like that anymore. You kind of you overcome that. I remember when I first started with, and it wasn't even like I said, but just like doing sales like this, I would do everything. Like I would research like all the products. I would make sure I had everything like written out, and I was doing all the things, but the hardest things of like actually like, and I just remember that feeling that like, ooh, I'm scared feeling to like send a message or directly talk to someone. I always wanted them to kind of ask me, or so I completely understand. A lot of us on here are on different places in our journey. Some are just starting out and some have experience, and no matter where we are in our journey, like Ron and I still have to do that. We still have to push ourselves out of our comfort zone of what we are used to in our business. And so for us this year, we really looked at things like, having our books for organization, because we're thinkers and we're dreamers, and we would just write things here and write things there. And it's so important to have, it can be a simple system, but have a place that you're keeping track of anyone that's interested in your product and anyone you have as a customer or anyone you've thought of that might benefit by any of the Isagenix products.
There is really no limit to what you can do with this business. If you really want to share with people, you become more organized and more aggressive, and you're just like, I'm going to talk to 2 people a day. And then you raise it to 3 people a day and so on. And as you do that, you will be shocked, and you would think I'll run out of people. But the really cool thing is, I can say right now, one person on this call I have known for a very long time. Other than that, you're all people that I've met since I started doing Isagenix. And that's going to happen to you. You are going to get to where you really have a whole new circle of friends that just keeps growing.
And never count anybody out. That doesn't mean you're going to keep reaching out to them and bother them. But even if you don't think they would ever do it, never count them out. This week, in fact, I'm going to be meeting someone that I have wanted to look at this since 2020, since before the collagen came out.
And it had even been told, no, I would never do that.
And she is finally going to kind of sit down and really look at it. And part of it is meeting people where they are at. So for her, like, her love language isn't necessarily earning money. I don't feel like that they struggle with money, but for her, it's going to be more that she needs a purpose because she had a lot of children. She's raised the children. She's an empty nester now. And I really feel like she's looking at it as how to fill that void in her life. So we really want to think
that
about
part too, because when we would say something about the business, it was always, no, I don't do those things. I'm not going to do it. But she started doing some fun reels for fun. And if you don't know what reels are, they're very sharp.
those little
short
videos,
on
social media, right?
And she started doing those for fun. It ended up getting 1 million followers and 1 million likes and people laughing and loving it.
Right.
And so we approached her with what she was doing and said,
What she could do, how this could fit her.
if you just add this to some of your fun videos, you might make a lot of money. And now she's interested.
And on that note, I'm going to be kind of creating scripts that if you have the opportunity to talk to an influencer, because influence marketing is big, but here's the thing, it's still trading time for money. They have to continually make their little posts, make their reels for one-time sales. What we have here is they're going to make a sale, but they have the potential for recurring income, which secures their income instead of just being, if you see people that post Amazon links or, they like this certain coffee or this certain, I see a lot of people posting clothes, like, oh, I can send you this link, you can get 10% off. So the thing about doing something like what we're doing is it secures them. If you're doing the effort of selling, why not have a long-term payout versus one time and you have to keep selling it? So just keep that verbiage tucked away, because I use that for a lot of people that I say, if you stopped working, most things you don't get paid, where this gives people a security for having some recurring income. And I use recurring now more than residual, because residual is kind of, Ron brought it to my attention. That verbiage is kind of a little bit outdated and people think of residual like residue. And I don't know why, but recurring income seems to be connecting with people more than residual.
Yes, that's right.
So,
I'm going to go to a screen share and we want to give you, this is where you're going to use your cameras to take pictures.
yes. So one of our missions this year on these calls is not just to kind of fire you up and get you excited. Oh, that's like 3.
It is 3 of them, but we're going to do one at a time.
Okay. It's like a woo, woo, woo. Okay.
That's right.
So everyone sees this. So we're challenging everyone. This is going to be one of your action steps and if you want to post something else, because
yes,
Heather and Julie, you guys have had success with your verbiage that you've used, but I want to give this, I used it today. If some of you saw my post, so you can take a picture or whatever, But it just really, and this
The
little
little
box,
emojis didn't come up. It was a planet Earth.
It was
and
an
island.
Earth.
That's all that is.
I had an Earth and then I had an island. So I just put best supplement on the planet. If I were stranded on an island and could only take one thing with me, it would be this. What does it do? Turns back time on my skin, hair, nails, joints, and digestion, supports my immune system, and keeps my blood vessels more youthful as well. For a short time, it's the best pricing I've seen. And I would encourage you, if you want me to break it down for you, it comes out to be $77.50 of savings and value. They're getting the adaptogen elixir, which is valued at $40, free shipping, which is $15, and the 10% off, which is $22.50, and they extended it till January 22nd. So I don't think we're going to see a lot of sales past that point.
It's just such a good sale. And if you want to take a picture of this, put your cell phone up, just take a picture. If you're on your phone for this, try a screenshot. You should be able to get
And if you want to grab my photo of me holding it, you can use the photo I posted. Sometimes I post myself with the bottle. And if you wanted to, I said I'm throwing in an extra bonus if you want to take that verbiage out. And what my extra bonus that I am throwing in is I am sending them $10, either Venmo, Zelle. I'm giving them $10 cash back. You will make $40 on your sale. So if you give them 10, you're still going to make 30. But if you want to take that piece out, that's fine, which then makes their savings even more, like $87. So I'm just doing that because I know I'm at the end of this sale, and it's just that little, I've had a couple people take advantage of it, but that's your discernment. If you want to change that, that is completely fine. And so I just wanted to share that.
And we can send this to you if you want it as well. So we'll go to the next one. That's, I jumped down in the way, so I can't close it. There you go. I gotta be able to do this. Now, well, that's kind of silly. It went away, but we'll go to the next one. All right.
Okay. So many of you already have posts up, right? And you've maybe talked about your weight loss. You've talked about the business, maybe a little, you've talked about collagen. So some of you, and maybe none of you have posted anything yet. I know some of you are brand new.
When you do the post we just talked about, you're going to get reactions and you're going to get comments. This is what we recommend sending to people after that happens.
So I think like Heather, like your weight loss, I looked at your post, you had 80 people that liked on it, like 80.
Wow.
That's 80
If you go back, so that you could send them a script. You could say, hi, Joni. I appreciate you reacting and supporting my post about, you could say, my weight loss, my collagen, whatever it is. I know a lot of people support posts on Facebook to be friendly. However, if you're wanting to know more, I can share what I am doing. If not, thank you for your support. So there was a lady that was at our latest training in Isagenix who was very successful, who said she's extremely consistent on that. And she said, you would not believe how many sales she made from people that are too scared to comment or reach out. But when you open the door, not jumping on them or anything like that, they're interested. So Ron and I are going to be, he's actually been testing this, and it's been, working. He got 2 yeses, like right out of the gate. And it was about the business, even about one of his business posts. So I have not been doing this, but I'm going to start it this week myself. I'm going to dig way back because, with this sale, if anyone's even considered it, and that's another thing you can send to people. Hey, I know you were looking at the collagen. This is the best price we've seen. Would you like the details? Don't tell them, make them ask for them, and then send them the details. Just say, hey, would you like to know the details? Then send them the details.
All right, just move that out of the way. And here's the third one.
Now, if you have customers, and this is also something that I'm going to be doing, and I have not been doing, and neither has Ron, but we are going to be doing this because I've heard it a couple times, and I'm committing to just making sure everyone knows that they can get money back. So any of your customers that are using collagen, maybe they're using adaptogen, so you would want to adjust, your script. But hi, Trisha. I'm so happy you're loving Collagen Elixir. I didn't want to forget to tell you about an awesome referral program. So that's much friendlier verbiage than becoming an associate or all of that. even as you're starting your products, you could adjust that part of the script. If they just say, just you could benefit from even as you've used the products for months, if you know they have. So just make sure you're adjusting your script according to how long your customer has been using the products. If you then just tell them, if you have 2 friends or family members, try the collagen with you, you'll get $90 cash back, 75 in product coupons. You can cover the cost for your next order before it even ships out. So and then, can you think of anyone who would love to give this a try? I'm happy to chat with them and answer any questions they have for you. So it's just giving everybody the information. We're not, making them uncomfortable. We're not going to keep, nagging them. But a lot of people, especially with our economy and the inflation, we've had 2 or 3 people, they're afraid they're going to get addicted to this and love this product and not be able to finance it. So that's why it is important for people to know that this is out there for them. So kind of our challenge for this week is I want you to write down on your paper, if you don't have customers, you're not going to be able to do this last one. But on the first one, how many people, I guess it's just one post.
One post, yeah.
But how many people are you committed to, if you have likes on your post to send to, if you can make a commitment to get at least one post up and you can use, and if you don't like the example we put up, you're always welcome to go through my Facebook posts and reuse my verbiage. And just, if you want to change it to whatever you're comfortable with.
Well, and I also want to be very realistic with you. Don't get discouraged. You will have people you'll send a message to, and you can see that they saw it, and they'll do what we call ghosting you. They saw it and they'll never answer, they'll never say a word. You'll also get a lot of thumbs up. People will just hit the thumbs up button. And there's ways of things to say, like after you can wait 12 hours or so and then just say, hey, I'm glad you're doing great. I appreciate the thumbs up. Did you have a chance to read my message?
Right.
I mean, there's ways to try to get them to respond anyway, but then you'll get someone that'll answer back and they'll say, no, I don't want to do anything. I was just being supportive. You just say, great, thank you. I appreciate that. And I appreciate your continued support, and then move on. But if you get 1 out of 10, you're doing great.
Exactly. Like Heather, like literally, if you messaged all 80 of those people, you would probably get 5 to 6 that would say, not that they're going to buy, but I'm just saying you would get, and that would be a low number, 5 to 8 that would say, yeah, I'd like to know what you're doing with, your weight loss. So just, I think that, we could look back on those old posts, and sometimes people are in a different headspace than they were before. And so I have had people ghost me 3 or 4 times and I still got the sale. So don't take the ghosts. Like, you don't want to be nagging, but you also, like, you could wait a couple weeks and just say, I'm not sure if you saw my message, but, and then kind of pick up.
Or I like to take it on myself, even though they're not answering me. I'll say, hey, I'm sorry. I've been so busy. I haven't had a chance to follow up. I wondered if you had a chance to take a look at my message. So you're taking it on yourself like it's your fault when it's not, but it doesn't matter.
And just know some people don't consider Facebook messages a very high priority. So they will look at them, or they'll be on the go, or they won't answer them, and they don't mean anything by it. So just know, sometimes I'll even say, hey, could we text instead? Because it seems like you're not on Facebook that often. Is there a better way to communicate? So then I will text people, or then some people like email. And
there's times they're at work and they're not even supposed to be looking at their messages, and they do, so they don't answer.
Right. So,
or they've got kids screaming and they saw the message and the kids are screaming and they get busy with that and forget you ever sent a message. So don't take it personally.
Right. And so, but yeah, that was, I think, the main thing is we just wanted you to really be aware of the specials going on, which is the 10% off of any order of $175 for a new customer. So I just say the 60 bottles because that's mainly what my people are interested in. But I do have people that want to do the weight loss. So like the weight loss pack, the best one They call it the 30-day reset now. It's $2.99. It would only be $2.69 on the 10%. And they get that for 10 bottles of adaptogen elixir. So it's a really good deal. And so, if they want to do weight loss, that is a good pack. Or the Serenity and Beauty bundle has been popular too, where they get 30 of the collagen and 30 of the stress. So usually I just present 1 or 2 choices so they don't get.
And they're giving
overloaded.
away that stress, right? Like they're 1 box right now because it is such a stressful time for people, really.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Ingrid said, yeah, and I've been guilty of not getting back on messages too, or Facebook doesn't even they'll
It's
hide
just-
them,
yeah.
they'll hide them way down. So just keep that in mind that Facebook is a weird cat. And so sometimes doing, texting or having another way to communicate with people is really good. So did anybody have any questions about those little scripts? Oh yeah, we'll tell them about the
And there's one other special that we want to talk about. And
I think
Ingrid,
most of them know about it.
Ingrid,
but-
you asked about when does it end? Both of these specials we're talking, all these specials end on January 22nd, the 22nd at midnight Eastern. So there's another one, and that is the adaptogen elixir, the stress elixir, because there's so much stress going around that right after the holidays and going into the new year and inflation and everything is going
Do you
on.
want to type the code in there?
And yeah, I'll do that.
So the adaptogen elixir is kind of a secret code. We've got it in the Team Freedom group, but we'll type it in here. So at checkout, if you put in this code, you will get 50% off of the adaptogen elixir. They're the little single bottles. We call them the stress shots, and they're usually $40 a box. You'll get them for 20. So if you want to try a box of them, it does have to be on a one-time order. It can't just be, that code will not work on a subscription.
But
So
it does work for a new person signing up.
new people can get that deal as well. They're already getting the free box. So keep that in mind if they do the $175. But if they wanted to add a couple other boxes on, they would be half price.
Right. And I know this sounds crazy, but if you get the Serenity bundle, which is 6 boxes, and then add 30 more boxes, or you do them all individually, doesn't matter. But when you get 9 boxes in there, the subtotal is under 150. It's 148, I believe it is. And you get an extra 10% off. So you're actually getting it for 60% off.
Mhm.
That's a lot of bottles. It's 90 bottles, but for $150,
Right.
you can't beat that.
We've played around with it. So people that like it, are stocking up, so they have it and they don't have to shop for it for a while. So
All right. So, and if you don't know, you just find where it says chat and click on it. You'll see where I type that code in.
and we can send it to you as well.
That's right.
So we'll send you the little scripts that we had up there. And so we just really challenge you to make a post this week, because every person that went and had the courage to make a post, I think almost every single person got at least one sale when they did that. And I think it was before, when people started, it was about a picture's worth 1,000 words. I think, Heather, you wrote that post. It's been very effective for people. And so every week we'll have kind of a post, and I may even have more, but at least on this call, we will have kind of a post challenge for
Yeah.
everyone.
And actually, speaking of posting and being online, watch the Team Freedom group, because we might post other challenges. We might post other scripts and ideas in there as well.
Yes.
And the more you're active in that group by reacting and commenting and even putting your own post up, the better.
And they don't show them to you, because Ron, I didn't even see the post that Ron put up about the team call. I said, Ron, you better put a post about the team call. He goes, I did. And he tagged everyone in there. I didn't even get a notice. So you have to go to that page to see what's in there. And we're also going to see about building kind of a bank in there, like under files, where like these scripts can all be permanently. So when you get someone new, they have a whole bunch of different scripts and verbiage that they can use. So,
And let's open it up, open the mics up. You guys can unmute yourself And any kind of questions, any kind of feedback, any kind of encouragement, anything you want to say or ask, that's open mic.
Everyone,
I wanted to let you know that Mark, my husband has been using the Isogenics. I guess I've been on it 4 months. He's been on it 3. And he said his hair and nails are growing faster, which he doesn't really need that. But the interesting thing is his fingers and the skin on his hands are so much softer.
Isn't
Oh,
that something?
good.
Yeah.
Is that interesting?
it's
It is.
amazing. Yes,
cool.
yes. There's actually one of the transformation photos was a hairdresser. I don't know if you've seen it, some of you ladies, that her skin was like just really chapped, right? Because she has to be in the water all the time.
Yeah.
And the collagen helped with that. So I do believe that that would be the case for his skin to be there. The hydration just increases from
Mhm.
the inside out. So that is an amazing. And then I know it's kind of Lynn's testimonial, but do you want to just share, Lynn, about your arthritis?
Oh, yeah. Can you guys all hear me?
We
Yes.
can.
So I've had arthritis since I was a girl, and I've struggled with it as an adult for probably 20 years. And I've tried just about everything that's out there, whether it's a natural remedy or a prescription, and nothing has really helped with my arthritis. And I started taking the collagen just to help with my skin and a few other things, my nails, and it actually has helped with my arthritis. And
That's
now
Awesome.
it rheumatoid, so I have it in my hands, my hips, and my shoulders, and it didn't
Wow.
clear up one area. I've felt relief throughout my whole body.
And you've
So-
tried a lot of collagen, haven't you, Lynn?
I think I've tried all the powders that are out there. Even when I left the beauty collagen and went into the sports collagen, thinking it would help more.
Mhm.
And it may be in the beginning you see a little difference, but then for the longevity of it, I was not
Right.
getting better health, and it wasn't doing what it was
Right.
doing.
Lynn, it goes to what they tell us. Probably when they opened their container, it had some potency, but as they kept using it, the air
Oxygen,
oxidizes it. So that's probably that kind of, and I have heard that a lot where people start on the collagen and they feel like they're seeing something, but see over time, then the oxygen destroys the potency of that collagen. So
That's really cool.
And Ingrid?
Yeah, go ahead.
Ingrid says she has seen it in her knees and improvement as well. So that's awesome. And I always say people start on the collagen for the beauty, but they stay on it for how they feel. So
Yeah.
I just see that over
I
and
wanted to
over.
ask Lynn a question. Lynn, my sister-in-law has RA. Are you on, prescription meds?
No, I was years ago when I was young in my 20s, and I didn't like them. I don't like to take prescription medications.
Yeah.
I grew up kind of in a holistic family. I had really bad allergies, and as a teenager, they tried to put me on prescriptions, and my dad was like, no, she's too young. So we bought a beehive, and I started eating the honey from local bees, and it cleared up my allergies. So after that, I really didn't like taking prescription drugs. I didn't
Mhm.
feel safe with them. And so I haven't been on prescription medication for probably 20 years. And so I just tried to change my diet. I know that sugars, when I eat ice creams or sugars, that really affects it.
Right.
Tried to do things that help my cells from the inside out, not just addressing the arthritis, but trying to address my overall health. So I did change my eating, but then I would, my arthritis would get in control when I was eating healthy. But then if I did yard work, it would flare up really bad.
Oh,
Since I've been using the collagen, I've actually been doubling my yard work because I do my dad's house and my house. And I can honestly say I don't have pain any longer.
that's
Oh,
awesome.
Wow.
Dude,
I'm
that's-
gonna tell my sister-in-law.
Yeah. And
Wonderful.
struggled with arthritis my entire life.
And you can see how when we share our stories,
It
even
gets
among ourselves,
exciting.
it really helps. I mean, Julie's sister-in-law may sign up because you shared your story, Lynn.
Right, and be helped and be
Yes.
helped to help her pain. Heather, did you have something you want to share?
Yeah, I just put this together just recently. Probably sometime in the fall, John started having terrible sciatica pain.
Mm.
And he was getting up every single morning and hobbling around and taking 2 ibuprofen and waiting for them to work. And it seemed to get a little bit better as the day went on, but the mornings were the worst. And I asked him a couple days ago, I said, John, do you have any more sciatica pain? He says, no, I guess I don't.
Isn't that
And
something?
he's been on the collagen since Labor Day.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I'm like, wow, okay, this is really cool. We just kind of put it together that had made that difference.
Wow.
That is
Awesome.
so cool.
That is so
And
cool.
when we have something this powerful, we just have to keep sharing it.
Yeah.
Mhm. Absolutely. So I think we're gonna wrap up because we want to be
Yeah.
respectful of your time. And guys, we had almost double the people show up this time.